Bonjour, je m'appelle Dr. Tin et bienvenue à French 1312. Chapitre 6, leçon 4. Aujourd'hui, nous allons pratiquer comment faire les phrases avec l'expression quel. Comment faire les phrases avec l'expression quel. Ça va? Je crois, j'espère en fait que tout le monde va très bien. Hello, my name is Dr. Tin and welcome to French 1312, Chapter 6, Lesson 4. Today we are going to practice how to construct sentences using the expression quel in its various forms. Ça va? I hope everybody is doing well. To practice how to use the expression quel in logical and correct grammatical sentences, we have two colonnes here. We have la colonne A et la colonne B. So what we are going to do is to use the elements from column A and then link those elements to logically agree with the elements in colonne B. Okay. So, avec les éléments de la colonne A et la colonne B, formez les questions logiques. Avec les éléments de la colonne A et la colonne B, formez les questions logiques. Logical sentences. So we are going to use quel, in its different forms to agree with the expressions, the sentences in B. Okay, so to use quel correctly with the sentences here, we have to go back to lesson 3, where quel was used with masculine singular nouns, feminine singular nouns, masculine plural nouns, and masculine plural nouns and feminine plural nouns, and the forms of quel that were used. Okay, so you will realize that quel here is masculine singular, right? So we will write M-S. And then this quel is masculine plural. So we'll write MP. Now, 3, we realize is féminin singulier. So FS. And then lastly, number 4, we realize is féminin pluriel. Now you see that it's quel. It's masculine singular. This quel has an S. The masculine has become plural. This is the feminine, the LLE added, right? Feminine, and it's a singular form. And then here we have the LE and an S is added. That means it's feminine, plural. Now the verbs forms will also tell you that you're dealing with the singular or the plural form of quel. Here you see that it's which in English is. Here you see that it's son, which in English means are. E-R-E. It's are. Right? Feminine, plural, feminine, singular, masculine, plural, masculine, singular. Now, if you go to be, right, you look at the expressions. Are those nouns masculine, plural, or feminine, plural? Or are they masculine, singular, or feminine, singular? That will decide whether number 1 here will go with any of these expressions in B. Now, quel est, right? See that the quel is masculin singulier. So you're looking at these expressions. So you go to number 1, you go to A, and then you see that the T here is plural. So you realize number 1 won't go with A. Numéro 1 ne va pas avec A. Number 1 will not go with A, right? Because acteur is plural, right? And then if you look at the adjectives, right, you see that this is masculine plural. Now you go to number 2. Quels sont? See, masculine plural. Here we have masculine plural. So 2 can go with A. Alright? So you can say, quels sont tes acteurs préférés? Quels sont vos acteurs préférés? Formally, right? Quels sont tes acteurs préférés? Informally. Quels sont vos acteurs préférés? Formally. Okay. Now, if you go to 2, here, you go to B. Okay, you also realize that here the adjective favorite looks like the first one. So you will say, okay, peintre is masculin pluriel. So you can still use number 2 with B because you have masculine plural, masculine plural. So you will say, quels sont tes peintres préférés? Quels sont vos peintres préférés? Peintre means painters. painters. Okay, so we can safely say 2 can also go with B. Okay, now if you go to C, okay, you will see that although the noun has an S, sometimes it's deceptive. Sometimes a noun will have an S, but it's a singular noun. Okay? So you have ton here, the masculine singular. Right? MS, masculine singulier. Right? And then you have coup, or the coup is a word ending with S. It's singular because you see that this does not come with an S. So you can safely say that 1 can go with C, right? You can say quel est ton cours préféré? Or quel est votre cours préféré? If you want to do the questioning, formally. Informally, quel est ton cours préféré? Formally, quel est votre cours préféré? Singular, masculine, singular. Masculin, singulier. Masculin, singulier. Okay. Now you go to D. Okay. Ta fête. Feminine, right? So feminine singular. Feminine singular. Now if you come to this column, right? You see that the feminine singular of quel is in number 3. So you can safely say quelle est ta fête préférée? The E, the extra E makes it clear that fête is feminine singular. So, quelle est ta fête préférée? Informal way of asking the question. Formally, you will say, quelle est votre fête préférée? What is your favorite holiday? Okay. Now, you go to, so here, we will say number 3 can go with D. Okay. Now you go to E, right? And then you look at the adjective. It still has an extra E. So you will say it's feminine singular. Féminin singulier. Even if you don't understand what saison means, you realize saison is a feminine noun and it's a singular noun, feminine singular. So you come back here and then you realize it's the same thought, the feminine form of the possessive adjective. Right? And then you will go to column A, and then the most logical one will be number 3, because there you have feminine singular, and then you have feminine singular, feminine singular. Even if you don't understand what saison means. Saison will mean season. So, quelle est ta saison préférée? Informal way of asking the question. Formally, you will say, quelle est votre saison préférée? So, we will agree that number 3 will also go with E. Okay, if you go to F, numéro F, you will see that you have préféré here with E and S. So it's feminine, right? And it's plural because of the ES. Even if you have a difficulty recognizing that expression is feminine, you look at the endings of the words préféré, which you have met before in lesson 3. The endings will tell you that here, préféré is feminine plural, féminin pluriel. So, you come here, you see that number 4 is also feminine plural. Quelles sont, right, tes 2 expressions françaises préférées? What are your 2 expressions, right? And here is française, plural, feminine plural. What are your 2 favorite French expressions? What are your 2 favorite French expressions? You can say, mes 2 expressions françaises préférées sont bon appétit et au revoir. Okay, so we can safely say that number 4 will go with F. When you come to G, right, you look at préféré. You realize it's masculine, right, but it's plural. And then chanteur, although you don't understand what chanteur means. Chanteur means musicians or singers, right? But it is the masculine form of singers, male singers, all right? So you realize it's masculin pluriel. So you come here and then you are choosing the masculine plural form of quel, so that it will go with the masculine plural form of the nouns here. You realize it's number 2 that will go with G. Okay, ça va bien? Ça va bien? Au revoir et à bientôt.